Whoa, everything is so bright. I hope I got my settings right for this bright. So I wanted to talk about Erzulie Cosmetics, their full coverage foundations. Now I've had these guys for about 3 months now, and I wanted to give them a really thorough vetting before I told you what I think about them. Now first off, they are a natural foundation, and they're meant to be fuller coverage than some of the others, like the liquid foundation or like a tinted moisturizer. They're supposed to go on and cover better. Now of the two, my favorite is the stick foundation. The reason for that is that it has a lot more oil in it. I'll show you my goopy. It kind of comes out the side a little bit. It is a stick and it goes on very very opaque, and you have to let it warm up on your skin a little bit before you try to move it. So you let it warm up. So I touched it too soon. I need to let it warm up on my skin for a little bit. It does have some solid oils in it. What it has in it is jojoba oil, beeswax, shea oil, shea butter, candelilla wax, argan oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, vitamin E, squalane, lecithin, tapioca starch, mineral blend, iron oxides, and elderberry extract. So I let it warm up on my skin. I let it warm up on my skin. I let it warm up on my skin. And I generally don't put a moisturizer on before I use it because it has all those good oils in it. So once I have it on my skin, the way that I apply it is to pat it into place. I don't try to rub it. I pat it because of the oils in it. So once I have it patted into place, then it starts to feel more like a lotion. And it goes on my skin really nice. The color that I use is light, and it is still a little bit darker than my skin, but after a little while it blends in really well. So that's what it looks like. And when I use this, I like to use a cream blush. Everything else that I use, I want to use a cream. Otherwise, the oils, sorry, I'll pick it back up. The oils in it will hold on to powder so that they don't blend in quite as nice. So I prefer just to use creams. Now, I use this as partially as a sunblock. It's a physical sunblock, even though it doesn't have any kind of sunscreen in it. It just, by it being on my face, it blocks some sun. Now, by the end of the day, when I've been out in the sun all day and I have been sweating and running around and been in the wind, my makeup looks blotchy by the end of the day. It does, but I've been outside all day long. And I'm willing to make that sacrifice of not looking flawless. I don't know of most over-the-counter makeups that look really good by the end of the day. So I don't even think it's really fair to say it should go till the end of the day, but it definitely doesn't. It's kind of blotchy by the end of the day with what I do. Okay, so that went in really nice. It looks pretty on my skin. Again, it's a little bit darker and it's the color light. Now, the Perfect Match Cream to Powder Foundation. I feel like the texture is very, very similar to the stick foundation. The ingredients for it are grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, tapioca starch. So I think that what it is it's a different ratio of ingredients. A lot of the same ingredients, but a different ratio, so you get a different texture. Sunflower oil, beeswax, argan oil, evening primrose oil, squalane, shea butter, candelilla wax, carnauba wax, vitamin E, non-GMO cornstarch, lecithin, mineral blend, kaolin clay, iron oxides, elderberry extract. So there were some different ones. This one is definitely more powdery, and usually I will use a sponge. Now it goes, okay, so initially it goes on much creamier. It doesn't have that tackiness that the stick foundation does. But as far as like sun coverage, I don't feel like it covers me from the sun quite as well. It feels like the stick foundation is a lot thicker. This one goes on your skin a lot easier. But I have really dry skin, so the fact that it goes from it's easier to get on, it goes on faster. But with the stick one, I have to leave it on my skin for a while in order for it to melt so that I can put it into my skin. And then it is like a moisturizer at the same time. This one goes on creamy and then it dries to a powder. So there's the color, and this color looks good on me too. It's light, and it has a sun filter of 20, which means that even though it doesn't have sunscreen in it, just being on your skin, it gives you a sun filter of 20. So this one goes on really nice. If you have really oily skin, this would probably be a better option than this one. As far as coverage, I do feel like this one has a little bit more coverage. I feel like it sinks into my skin a little better. This one, because it has so many more powders in it, it seems to sit on the top of my skin. Again, because I have dry skin. But do I think they're both really good products? Yes. I would say this one is more for maybe oily skin and this one may be more for dry skin. But I love the way that the color changes to match my skin. I do get a better result if I will do a little bit of dry brushing on my skin, dry skin brushing, so that I don't have a lot of dead skin on my face, because these, they are full coverage to a certain degree, but let's see, do I have over-the-counter makeup that shows it better on camera when the makeup is a little older? Maybe, but not really. And I have some really high-end makeup. I have some Estee Lauder Double Wear that I use when I'm feeling really nervous about my camera presentation, because it always shows up nice. But it also to some degree will hold on to dry skin on my face. And so regardless, whatever makeup you use, having not a whole lot of dead skin on your face helps. I have yet to find a concealer that I absolutely love that takes away all of the pigmentation that I don't want. So I do have rosacea in my cheeks, and I do have, which side of my face is it on? On this side of my face, I have a little sunspot that's always pretty red. But I don't know that I necessarily need to take it away. I think it just adds personality to my face. And so I also like, I don't know, I like everything that Erzulie Cosmetics does. I feel like they're good products. They don't irritate my skin. Are they going to make you look like a bombshell out in hot sunlight and on a hot day and make you look camera ready at all times? I don't think any makeup can do that. I think that's kind of a false advertising thing. Does it make my skin look good enough for camera, and does it make my skin feel protected from sunlight? Yes. As far as all the creams and liquid foundations that I use, these are the only ones that I use anymore, is the Erzulie Cosmetics. And for my powders, again, I use the All Natural Face. So I'm really, really happy with those. And I'm going to try and get the bottle of sunscreen, of tinted moisturizer from her, because I would like to find something that was a little bit more just like a moisturizer that soaked into my skin, rather than having that slight bit of haze that's on the top. By the end of the day, I would like to experiment with that, but it's like $20 a bottle, and I'm rambling. But I do try to wear these for 3 months and really see what I think of them before I give a review. And so I hope you feel like I'm not just running around in circles telling you to buy this or buy that. And once they're on my skin, I feel like they both look very similar once they're on my skin. I really like something that's fast, that goes on easily, and these really fit the ticket for me. If you have really, really dry skin, you might want to put on a moisturizer beforehand, but then I feel a little bit like an oil slick, and I feel like I have to powder. So no matter what you do, it just feels like you have to kind of play with things and combine them. And I do really like to have samples because of that, and the sample queen is the All Natural Face. They do an amazing job, and if I really felt like the one downside on these is what I kind of look like by the end of the day, I might instead try a foundation with a kabuki brush that's a powder foundation. It's just hard to be on camera and outside working all day. They don't always combine very well. And that's one thing that maybe over-the-counter, like drugstore makeups do, is that with all those chemicals in them, they do stay on your face a little bit better, as far as not getting real patchy and lasting longer. But makeup is makeup. It's not meant to be worn at night, and so by the time nighttime gets here, maybe it's just best to wash your face. So Some of my other favorites from Erzulie Cosmetics are her lipsticks, because I not only use them on my lips, but I use them as blush. I really, really like them. And so that might be something to check out if you are in love with cream blushes. I really like her formula. So go check her out. And her website is also Progress in Health. I don't know if it's actually cheaper to buy it there, but she's on Etsy too, and that's where I found her. So I love you guys. And if you have any other thoughts, any other product you'd like me to try, make sure to let me know, because I'm kind of stuck on these ones. And especially if I can get them in a sample form, I don't want to have to buy full expensive bottles of stuff. We'll talk to you later. Oh, and Heaven, if you're watching, really, could you please come back and do your Etsy store, because I really, really, really miss your tinted moisturizer. I'm definitely feeling a little bit cranky about having to try other cosmetics when I already know that it's my favorite. But I love you anyway, even if you don't. And we'll talk to you later.